You must respect the will of the individual. Take it easy. I can assure that everything will turn out fine. Let the government outlook on life. Always maintain a positive attitude. You should be fair to everyone regardless of national origin, gender, or creed. Equality is guaranteed by the Constitution. He leaned against the pillar and gazed at the Statue of Liberty. I am passed by me giving off a subtle scent of perfume. It reminded me of my ex-girlfriend. Not smells awful, but tastes terrific. I'm soaked with sweat. Stand back. You stink. Take a shower. Bob was so beside himself that he could scarcely tell fact from fiction. His new novel, which combined prose with gift of poetry, gonna to be published. An updated edition of the encyclopedia will come out next month. Miss Yamada translated a fascinating fairy tale into plain Japanese. The following passage is quoted from a well-known fable. Are you familiar with contemporary literature? I know next to nothing about it. At times, I confuse curve with curve. Don't be shy, your pronunciation is more or less correct. This article contains tips for those who are eager to increase their vocabulary. His latest works are on display at City Hall. They are fabulous beyond the description. Could you move over a little? Sorry, I didn't realize I was taking up so much space. What's this ugly object? This is a piece of abstract art. I begged Richard to lend me $100, but he shook his head the same. I'm broke too. I up bad things on impulse whenever something is on sale. So am I. As it is, ordinary people cannot afford to purchase such luxuries. As we anticipated, the unemployed are lose 3 quarters in a row. I have to cut down my expenses from now on. I'm going to keep them track of them on a daily basis. In any case, the union has to compromise to a certain extent. Corporate mechanics are on great demand, so they earn decent wages. The president announced a concrete plan to carry out welfare reform. His possible not to lead to dismal consequences. It needs a thorough review. It goes without saying that the aging of society is inevitable. Please take a look at this chart. The juvenile delinquency is only increase in alarming rate. In many business districts, there are a lot of vacant lots which have been for sale for years. The population density in the metropolis is gradually decreasing. In all likelihood, the birth rate will continue to decline steadily for years to come. A power plant supplies the remote county with electricity. You are not allowed to operate this device without permission. In fact, the inhabitants have been exposed to radiation. One cannot emphasize too much the potential danger of the nuclear energy. For years, press overlooked the problem, but now, if anything, they are making too much of it. As well as cultivating grain, the farmer runs a grocery store. The research institute was established in the late 1960s. Don't you consult Sir in person? He is by far the most prominent attorney around here. I'll jot it down just in case, because I have a bad memory. The lawyer recommended that they take legal action against the insurance company. They are entitled to compensate for their injuries. So far, no less than 200 people have died of the flu epidemic. In the effect of those filled intense bad belief. He had a habit of biting his nails. It's absolutely disgusting. My grandma threw her back when she bent down hug my son. If you have a sickness, try and have a remedy. Medical breakthroughs are brought about to great benefit to humanity as a whole. We can't apply chronic techniques to cattle, let alone human beings. It's forbidden. Where roots are classified as mammals. That theory of evolution beyond reach of my imagination. The Baptist was proud of his historic discovery and doesn't mind boasting about it. On ethical grounds, they are opposed to so-called gene therapy. The initial symptoms are disease of the fever and a sore throat. The structure of the brain is complex owing to illness. Some representatives were absent from the annual conference. Little by little, my son-in-law is recovering from stomach cancer, and now he's in good spirits. This is fake, isn't it? Hey, it's a genuine antique. No way. And anything else that it for here to go? To go. How much is this rug? 100,000 including tax. Okay, I'll take it. I don't think those pants look good on you. Try these on. They are really now. He got out of the cabin haste, saying, "Keep the change." Delivery services are available to our customers for a slightly extra charge. It's on me. No, you treat me every time we eat out. Well, okay, let's split the check then. While all are hanging out more, I ran into Ken. I was short of cash, so I would do the $100 I had deposited in my bank account last week. On our way home, she robbed of her purse. That's odd. Tell me how it happened. I'll explain to you later. My parents gave me a 6 p.m. curfew as a punishment because I broke my promise. As the proverb goes, the end justifies the means. Now that I am finally done one to turn to, I'll have to stand on 2 feet. The chairman cut me off saying, "Time to wind things up. Let's take a vote." We are exchanging frank opinions in the meeting, but consensus is yet to be reached regarding this matter. Do you agree or disagree with him? I'm on his side. Strictly speaking, his view differs somewhat from mine. Could we go back again? I couldn't make out what you're getting at. No one backed at me first, but eventually I talked everyone into going along with my plan. I admire your perseverance, courage, and wisdom. You flatter me in making a decision, and rely not on logic, but on instinct. He came up with an ingenious, sensible solution and immediately put it into practice. From that viewpoint, the former is inferior to the latter. Your idea sounds marvelous in theory, yet I don't think that work in practice. We expected him to defeat his opponent, but he failed to live up our expectations. Ironically, despite their best endeavors, their mission resulted in complete failure. Her just makes up for her lack of first-hand experience. She possesses a great capacity for overcoming any obstacle. Without your solid support, the deal would have fallen through. I'm grateful to you. Bringing flammable items into the cabin is prohibited. Our flight to Vienna was delayed on account of a minor accident. The plane blew up and plunged into the ocean, killing all the people on board. They are working around the clock looking into the cause of the crash. Unfortunately, few passengers survived the catastrophe. The aviation experts analyzed the statistics in detail. On behalf of all the staff, I'd like to express our sympathy for the victims. In a sense, it blamed for the disaster. The vehicles are inspected defects every 3 months. I was amazed to see that our utility bills came to so much. Turn the faucet off, Mom yelled in your rage. Tighten the lid so the food doesn't go bad. Can I borrow your scissors? Sure, here you are. You can substitute some transparent glue for a needle and thread. I dyed this fabric and it shrunk. I'm getting rid of this leather jacket because it won't out at the elbows. Add some flour to the mixture and stir it and become thick. Add a bit with the leftovers. Keep them in the fridge for now. I'll I calculated out all that money on a new PC. On the bottom second store, I said to put some as for a rainy day. Also found to become something of necessity. I can't do without one. No sooner had I sat back and relaxed that my wife asked me to do the chores. She laid the baby down. I lay down beside him. Put this stuff away. It's in the way. When the kids made believe they were dinosaurs, they were scolded by their mother. After he bumped into the shelf, the president channel fell and shattered into fragments. Can you keep an eye on my kids for a while? I need to pick up Ken. No problem. I never thought of for making mess in his yard. Dolly resemble her big sister in every way. You can't tell them apart. As a rule, twins have a lot in common. I'm tired of doing the dishes, doing the laundry, and so on. My favorite pastime is strolling along the shore. It's pleasant. I'm exhausted. Let's take a break in the shade. Why not? Bob, this vending machine is out of order. Oh no, I'm dying of thirst. He fainted hunger and fatigue, but came to after a while.